Welcome to this week's Changelog, where we talk about the changes on Solana week by week. I'm joined today by Jonas, and let's get started. So this past week, they announced that they're going to run Mountaindale V4 in August. So if you're curious what Mountaindale is, it's a location that you can go co-work with other Solana developers and learn about how to build on Solana from the best. Mountaindale is really a special event every year. They really run twice a year. And what they have produced is the most hackathon winners for the big Solana hackathon every single time. You get a large amount of very good developers in one place talking about Mountaindale and so how to build on Solana, and they're learning from the best. Jonas, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I heard, for example, the Clockwork SDK came from there, which is really cool. And I also heard it's not only about coding, but they're also having fun. I see here at least people riding and snowboarding and having beers and so on. So I'm excited. Maybe I want to go there, actually.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. And another thing that was announced this week is that there will be a GameJam on Solana. So the first GameJam, it's called Speedrun. It's going to be taking place on the 26th of July for only 5 days. And we will build some games together. I think it's going to be super exciting to see some on-chain games and Solana integrated games where the games are in the focus of the whole event. It's going to be really cool.
So Jonas, for those that don't know, what is a GameJam?
Yeah, Game Jam is in the traditional Game Jam is that just people come together, usually over a weekend. And at the beginning, there's a topic. So something like, for example, mountain. And then everyone tries to build a game around this certain topic. And after the 48 hours or something, it should be done. Since we are building on a blockchain, it's a little bit longer. So it's 5 days. So people can figure out some bugs that they have when building and preparing a little bit. But yeah, this is what it is. And in the end, all participants vote on the best game, and then there's a winner, and there's also some prizes.
Cool. So definitely be on the lookout for the Game Jam is what it is.
Yes.
So this week's proposal or SIMD is SIMD 50. And what that is it's titled Increased Prioritization Fee. What it's trying to solve is a lot of people are using prioritization fees in production today, but they're not really using it for the right reasons. They're not using it to fight congestion or account lock, like fighting who's owning the different account locks. They're mostly just using it because there's not really any information on how to use it today. So this is supposed to do setting the compute price rounding down to the nearest 1,000 microlamport. So if you did 1 microlamport, it would round down to 0 and have no impact on your transaction. If you did 999 microlamports as your compute price, it would also round down to 0 and have no prioritization effect. So this is a SIMD, so it's still a proposal. It has not been implemented, it has not been agreed upon. So if you have specific ideas or thoughts on what it should be or how prioritization fees should be shaped in the future, definitely join the discussion on the SIMD GitHub repo on Solana Foundation org.
Yeah, especially because there's also an alternative described here. And in basic, I would say it's a good change, right? That if you can't just put 1 microlamport and then you get prioritized for this ridiculously low fee. But then, yeah, if you want to participate in the discussion, you can find it online and say which alternative you like best and what your opinions are on it. So the next thing we have is SIMD 47, which is about the last restart slot. So let's say the Solana blockchain needs to restart for some reason, which never happens again. But if it does happen, now all the protocols, like the DeFi protocols, for example, have a restart slot that they can work with. So they can see when exactly it restarted, and then they can wait a bit until all the prices stabilized or something like this. So every protocol can now handle it themselves. So it's probably a very good change, right?
Yeah, they can definitely do, like DeFi protocols have already implemented something to basically prevent issues during restarts, but this kind of like adds an additional check that you can do. So say you had a restart, and you now know that there was a restart, and there's the last restart slot was, I don't know, 100 or 2 slots ago. And what you can do is you can set your order book to post only, basically, so that you're not executing trades until everybody else has a chance to get online and try it out. It's mitigation against high price action during the first couple slots after a restart, which always happens. So it's a good change. It was actually a SIMD that was built by both proposed and being built by the Mango team. So looking forward to this coming live.
Yeah, really cool. And another thing I saw is that there's now some documentation about the ZK token SDK. So I think this is related to token 2022, where you can have private transactions. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but having some docs on this is definitely cool. So people should, can now start reading the docs and trying it out.
Yeah, you're completely right. The ZK proof stuff is all about the token 22 confidential transfers. What this enables is you able to send privately tokens from one user to another on chain, which is completely new, never been done before on Solana, and really cool that it's going to be enabled natively on the token program. One thing to note on this is that token 22, while most of the work is ready and complete, the confidential transfers will not be ready until when 1.16 is released. There's more information online on the spl.solana.com for the token 22 status page, and you can kind of get your information of when is it going to be released, what's the timelines, and what is the current outlook on token 22 today. People are already using token 22 in production, which is awesome. Good to see people trying out and testing the waters. But for some of the newer features like ZK transfers, they're not ready yet, but they'll be there soon.
Yeah, I really like how people dive into the water immediately and try it out. That's really nice to see. But I think it's also not 100% audited yet. So use it still on your own risk, but will soon be done. And talking about CLI 16, as some of you may notice, there are some problems currently with it, that it depends on a different Borsch version. So for example, if you get the error that your pub key can't be derived or something like this on accounts, then this is probably because it depends now, 1.16 depends on a different Borsch version, which is, I think, 10. And so you can fix that one. And there's also some problems with upgrading to Anchor 28 currently, especially with Switchboard. And I would recommend you, most of these problems have already been solved or found workarounds on Stack Exchange. And the Borsch problem is currently being worked on by the engineers. Hopefully everything will be fixed soon, and then we can all upgrade.
Yeah, it's always good to have smoother upgrades than we have in the past. On the other resources of the week note, we have from Anvit, who is a DevRel within the Solana ecosystem. He wrote on a article on durable and offline transactions using durable nonsense. This is really cool. So what it kind of enables is, today, whenever you send transactions, you're usually waiting on the block hash, and recent block hash, meaning if the block hash is too old, you won't be able to send the transaction. This makes it very difficult to send transactions in an offline manner, especially if you're running like an air gap machine. So you have a machine that has never been online for security reasons. You want to sign a transaction on it and then send that transaction over to a machine that can then send it over the internet. You have 150 block hashes to do so. And that, given that every block hash is 400 milliseconds roughly, that's not much time to sign, transfer to computer, send over internet. It's just basically nearly impossible. So durable nonces, what they enable is you be able to sign using durable nonce transactions instead of the normal transactions. And this enables you to do it over a longer period of time. not that 150 block hashes. So it's really cool that we have a guide on this that was written by someone within the Solana ecosystem. Looking forward to more. But if you're interested in learn more, check out the guide and read about how to use them.
Yeah, that looks really cool. It's a very nice article. I heard there's also some other use cases. For example, someone recently built an NFT minting tool using Nonces, which would greatly improve the performance during mints. So also excited about that one.
So the Mad Lads team, after they did their launch, they came up with the idea. It was like, oh, I could have used durable nonces for this and used 10K durable nonces. I could have queued them up on a backend server based off the signatures and ran them one by one, and the mint experience would have been incredibly smooth. Wasn't done, but there is now a tool today and an implementation that's open source for any minting or any NFT mint project to use. So definitely check that out as well.
Yeah, if you have a release of an NFT collection, just take it, try it out, and have a very smooth experience.
Yeah.
So I think this is already it for this week, right?
Yeah, that's it. So thank you all for joining this week on this week's Changelog. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Have a good week, everyone. Bye-bye.